Hello Shapes people, welcome back to the broadcast from Shapes. I did some few tasks off camera, that's what this monstrosity is. Look, I don't want to talk about it, alright? This is surprisingly annoying and complicated. I thought I could just do the green and the black bit and then stack them on top of each other, but because you need to do different layers of pins, the quickest way I thought to do it was to just do this, and it's obviously god-awful, but whatever. The other tasks were nothing too strenuous. Engine communicator was easy, as we know. And we got operator shapes ticking over. And then in Task Hub 2, I've got everything set up and ready for this. The Shape 6 logo, which is amazing as far as task names go. So the green bit is already made here, just going to slap them together when the time comes. These get made in the same bit, the orange one will go in afterwards, and then I've already got the white ones being made. Do need to rotate it slightly, let's rotate it now before I forget. Do I? Hang on. Which way are these going to... The thing is, right, is as long as you don't rotate any of it, it will all come out the same way. But this is being rotated, so it looks like I have tried to... I've rotated these shapes to actually be in their position as they are facing north. Yeah, same with this, so I should probably rotate you just so that things make a bit more sense, which means you need a... Oh god, you need a 120 degree clockwise rotation. Huzzah! These are on pins. Okay, today we're going to do, if you want to do the old like, comment, subscribe for me, 2 minutes into the video is the best time to say that, I find, usually. Today is the last milestone with crystals. Crystals are not as complicated as they seem. They're a byproduct of painting. Not really a byproduct of painting. They're in the same oeuvre as painting. Any spaces that exist when you use a crystal cutter or a crystallizer, any spaces that exist on that layer of the shape will instead turn into a crystal. That is very easy, in my opinion. So we need to make this one, which will just be plain triangles into the radiation shape, which we have a blueprint for, and then we'll just need a blueprint for crystallizing. Do I have an old blueprint for that in my old playthrough? Crystal generator. Oh my god! What was I thinking? It's because they're an awkward shape. Couldn't even fit it on a 2x3. Had to do it on a 3x3. Oh well. This will be a simple case of doing the radiation pattern and then shipping in some red paint. And then we do exactly the same thing, but we paint them black beforehand. Meanwhile, we paint teardrop shapes black and put some pin pushes underneath it. The crystallizer will fill in any pins as well. Pins are considered empty space as far as the crystallizer goes. And then the only complication really is this. You can't stack with a crystallizer. If you stack crystals, they smash. So instead of doing the crystallizing here at this stage, we would stack this one on top of this one. So we would have... What is the pin? What is the pin code in the thing? P dash makes sense. So we would have this, and then we would use the crystallizer with green paint. So this is not hard, in my opinion. I still maintain that this... I don't know whether... Like, I remember those first few episodes, I was, like, absolutely convinced that I would not finish this, because I was just already, like, looking at this shape, going like, oh, God. Are you serious? It's only gotten easier, in my opinion. I'm not saying make the game harder, I'm saying make this first shape not be so offensive. I'd really, really, really like to start seeing this tick up, because it's making me extremely paranoid. That is definitely the correct shape. It's just being made so slowly, because I only have one section of these cut into sixths thing, which is also jammed. I see this problem a lot. If you don't fully comprehend how or why your things are balancing, one half will clog the other. So because all 6 outputs of this are dependent on shapes coming in, if 1/6 can't come out, no new shapes come in at all. So really, what's the best thing to do about this? I think the best thing to do about this is probably to just merge them here and just say that throughput will be slower but probably faster like that than it was before. No, 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 I hate that. I actually hate that. Let's do this instead. Let's do that instead. Okay, where are we going to build this? All we need is triangles and teardrops and all 3 colours of paint. I've got a teardrop marked here, ready to go. There's another one, another set over here. This is so far away. I had this problem last time that it was just so far away. This one is at least only -5C as opposed to -6H. This one is right next to some triangles. It's not very close to blue paint, but that doesn't seem to be the end of the world. Okay. Oh good, that one, I was just about to panic about that one as well. This one I can understand. This needs 21,000 and we're making them extremely slowly over here with this. Because they're not even going onto the same... Oh, this is fine. Just not getting this bit in because as long as I'm confident it's the right shape, what I don't want to do is have this ticking over extremely slowly, only to then realise as soon as the train comes in. Also, this keeps going up and down as well. It's fine. I think just the mid... No, it's not fine. These are coming out different. Why? Why are they coming out differently? They all look the same to me. These are all the same. Oh, this is frustrating. Alright, new plan. Cut it off, wait for a backlog, see what's going on. I can't believe this far through this one pin task is causing me so much problems. It is horrendous. It is horrendous. And I've also not tucked it in the right way either. It's interesting that this green one skips a layer here but then doesn't skip a layer here. Is that what's wrong? The green and the black ones are flush on the top. If that's not the same shape, then I just don't understand why the middle layer is saying that it is not correct. Probably should have deleted all 3 layers if I was going to do that. Because these aren't even flashing. If they're oscillating between 2 images, it's because the belt has 2 different outputs on it. And that's not even doing that. Okay, I'm going to do famous last words and assume it's fine. And that the process was just so slow that this was getting some incorrect things that were backed up from a long time ago. I'd really... Please, just go up another pixel. Oh no, it's fine, it's just because I zoomed in too much. 1 pixel, please. That's all I'm asking of you. There, that was a pixel. You all saw it. You all saw it. Right. Let me do the basics of this for you, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, this will get us started. This is a simple start. And also, this is finally ticking up. This pin task is ticking up. The reason these are so awful is because they take 3 pipes. 2 pipes for every 1 belt, basically. So you need to feed them like this. And even this might not be quite enough. Should be fine from this. Maybe? Actually, I don't think it is. I don't think that's right. That should be better. Maybe. And they take up 2 floors. So you have all the problems with the stacker, but you have the stacker plus the pipe problem going on. And this is why this is so awful, is because it was the one of the last new designs I had to make in my casual squares playthrough. And as such, I never really bothered to iterate on it. I just wanted to get it done. So yeah, it uses an ungodly amount of paint. Other than that, it's fine. And then black teardrops. I'm doing this lazily. Doing the lazy option for now because we will need to eventually paint this black. So there's no reason to worry too much about this. What I'll do is I'll bring in some blue paint from, oh my goodness, probably from up here. And yeah, get some black paint sorted. Thankfully you don't need to make black paint crystals, so I will need a bit more red, some green on its own, and then some black. Yeah, so basically I'll just bring in a whole bunch of paint, and I mean the rest of it should be... The rest of it really should just be easy mode. How are the tasks getting along? Yeah, ticking up nicely. This is wasting a slight bit of time, isn't it? The hub is still a bit of a mess. It still needs a redesign, but it's mostly working. And we got the last blueprint shape unlocked, but I also just don't really care. The fact that it goes 2, 4, 8, 10 is a bit silly in my opinion. Why doesn't it go 2, 4, 8, 16? Like why am I going to put in the extra work just to get 2 extra blueprint points when I already have 14.31 million because the tasks... sorry, the operator levels give me so many. You know? That's just my opinion. Right, you got a train load. Alright, off you go. Off you go. And then I'll bring some black paint in and then we'll get this done. We're back here at the nightmare that never ends. It was... The issue is what I said at the beginning. It's... If you're not using all the belts, then some of your belts are doing nothing because the other belts are full. It won't just carry on working. It either all works or none of it works. So as one of these moves on, then one of these can jump off the line. I mean, I've got this old trash blueprint that I made a while ago, and I've never used it, and this seems to be moving things along. And that's because I did 2 of these. Because I needed 1 lot of black chevrons on a pin, 1 lot on 2 pins, 1 lot on 3 pins, so then the other quarter of this just was doing nothing. And I'm pretty sure that's what caused the whole thing to back up. I've also done this monstrosity down here to make sure that each... You can see that, like, not all of these outputs are going, so then because this belt is stuck, all the other 6 belts that this is attached to is stuck, because it cuts it into complete sixths. So you can see, like, just nothing is happening. As soon as this can go, it's fine. So it's broken, it's busted. which made me think that this wasn't ticking down because it was getting two lots of different things in. It's possible that these just tick down on their own. It's possible that if you don't put anything in them, they just disappear after a little while. I don't know if this trash thing has helped at all. Because this bottom belt is still completely dry. But that might just be because we have to get up. It seems to be vaguely moving along. It was definitely a bit better than it was. The other option, of course, is to just clear the whole thing and just start again, but that's not really a solution. I knew this one was a problem. Look at this. This is going to take 1,000,000 years. There's just nothing happening. There's nothing happening because this one is not getting anything. You follow that back. This is completely dried up. This one has the top bits. Sorry, the bottom bits, but not the top bits. And then you've got the opposite problem on the other side. Because it's all linked together, it's all tied together. Ah, yikes. This is being sorted over here. Easy, 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 easy. And then we should see over here now. Should see, yep. Trains with you ready to go in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a spine thing for the paint. Because we need black paint in 2 places, we need green paint in 1 place, we need red paint in another place. So I'm actually going to leave this red paint here. Just because it makes sense to keep it. And then I'm going to make black paint here and ship it in. Black paint here and ship it into these. So we're just waiting on... Oh, why are these trains all linked to the network already? Oh, it's right, they've got stuff in. Oh, okay, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. And so then when that task is done, we also then need to... We need to do the green paint on this, which we have already, with the crystallizer, but not in any permanent way, because then we're going to need to stack it afterwards. I haven't moved this to my hexagonal playthrough. Yeah, I should really redesign it as well. It's god awful. It really is quite bad. But if I put it there, then at least I can redirect this that way, and then I can put the green paint in this way. I know with the paints I should do more in terms of... You know, I could make actually, I am going to need to make twice as much green paint as this. That's a good point. Okay, you convinced me. So let's wait for this to empty out, actually. Because this will only make 12 belts, and this won't paint all of this, will it? So we're going to need to double this up. But what's the best way to double this up without getting caught in a whole mess of belt spaghetti? Does that mean I need 2 outputs for these fluid belts? I don't think so. I think when it's like this, it outputs as fast as it can. We've only managed to do 6 belts here because this doesn't output as fast as a train station can output. So I'm pretty sure that providing we just go, let me imagine this in my head, blue, because you can't do an underground and a split and a curve at the same time. I think it's going to have to go, is it going to have to go there and there? No, it needs to go even further back than that. Because you need to go there and there. And you need to go there and then... Oh, not quite. I'm gonna tidy this up. Excuse me? I'm gonna make this look slightly less not awful. I should flip this the other way around in that case. Oh, please boats, please. Thank you. Okay, that's not the best, but it's fine. So So then this will do green crystallizing when we're ready, but we are going to need to move this around slightly, because we'll then need to stack this on top of this before we do the crystallizing. You can stack on top of a crystal without any penalty, you just can't drop the crystal down. If the crystal drops down through the stacker, it breaks. It also breaks if you cut it in half. Thankfully, I've not need to abuse that yet. The trains continue to be extremely far away. Alright, let's just quickly check and see what's going on here. Is this sped up in the slightest? That's better, isn't it? That's better. It's I think what I've done here has fixed it, but it's just so many machines and belts backed up that it's taking a long time for it to permeate. That change to permeate through. A third of 1,000,000 blueprint points, 181 platform units. Oh, you're ticking over. Yes, shapes, so many shapes. Hey, operator level 100. Okay. Where did I decide to bring these in? Here, I think. I think I'll bring the green ones in here. Oh no, hang on, I've just realised something's gone. Something's not right here. Do the green ones and the blue ones come in here? Where are the blue ones going? Uh-oh. You don't go anywhere. Is this why you're... Is this why... No, they are unloading. Oh, they're going straight on. They're sharing the blueprint one for now. I'd rather you didn't. This blue train is going up here for a different thing. Would I rather them... Do I care? I don't think I really care. I'm only going to need one train station in the end, so this is awkward, but it's not the end of the world. The reason these are green and blue is because, yeah, otherwise on their way back they would go this way towards the blueprint shape making area, which is on red trains. Of course, you don't have this problem if you're using the vortex thing, because the other reason the vortex unloading is so overpowered is it sends that train exactly back to its relevant station. Like, in the code of the game, all the trains have an ID that links it to the locomotive thing that you've built. So you also don't have the problem of them going back to the wrong place, because as soon as they jump in the vortex, they come back out of where they started. So you also, you know... Whatever. Who am I complaining to at this point? Nobody. Myself. The wind. Okay, as you can see, this isn't too taxing, and we're just waiting on these. So just give me a minute, please. So the green crystals go where the pins are. So that's how you do these kinds of shapes. Simple. Really. Wow. That is a lot of those. That goes to 0 every time as well. In total there are... Oh, does that really go back down to 0 every time? That's surprising. I thought it would carry on like this does. 710,000 or 1 million of these. I guess it kind of has to go back down to 0 to... Well, it doesn't have to, does it? You just initialize a new variable with 0 at the time of... Anyway. So this would tick up. Simple enough. Should probably bring all these trains back, just save me a few nanoseconds of my otherwise waning life. And then over in Task Hub 2, Task Hub 1 is ticking over. I've started work on... Yes, I know you're broken, it's fine. I've started work on what is called Color Matrix, which will eventually end up as this very cool shape here. So I'm just cutting triangles into sixths, and then I've built this that just splits each layer of that off into its own area. The first 3 lines will get coloured in the primary colours. They're getting stacked and sent on their way. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Those are in there, but they're never going to go anywhere because these are only coming in on the bottom layer, obviously. And then these shapes will go onwards eventually. Ooh, is this going to work? No. How annoying. It's fine. So I need to make a whole bunch of secondary colours on the other side. Somehow, which doesn't cause an utter mess. So I need 3 lots of paint mixing. Basically, I need to do what I did on the other side, right? And I need to make my... hate that. Not there. Not there either. So I'm going to need some undergrounds. So, like, probably should just do this bit first, would make more sense. Yellow will go on and in. Red will go into... See, this is the problem, is because you can't do a turn or an underground at the same time as a turn. So yellow will go in there. Red will go in there. So that one's orange. Other way, please. No. That one. So then I will also need yellow and blue in there. And then red and blue in this one. That makes sense, doesn't it? And then the same thing here. But the thing, I need to make these in there like one at a time, so it's a bit more awkward, but that should be okay. Yay, levels. Alright, is this actually working? It is. Off you go, boys. Sorry, I've gendered my trains there. That's not very 2024 of me, is it? It's a term of endearment, which also doesn't make any sense. Crystals are cool, but you know they're not. They're very similar to the pins mechanic, really. I guess they're pins, but also paint. But it's just kind of the same mechanic twice in a row, just once with pins and then pins plus paint. But then I guess that's all the mechanics, right? One mechanic and then the other mechanic plus paint. It's early access. I really love the game, just for the record. You don't play a game for 34 hours if you don't like it. Is fluid throughput working? Oh, we won't know for sure until everything's up and running, because now black's not being used down here, so we won't know for sure until everything's up and running, but I can't imagine it's a problem. These are ticking up nicely, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these up. Hey, this thing finished. Good God, go away forever. Please, to the task hub. Get rid of it. I never want to talk about it. I don't want to ever think about that one ever again. So these are going to come up here, be stacked on top of... So this train station is going to need to move, basically. These will need to be stacked on top of these black teardrops. And then be crystallized afterwards. So yeah, where this train station is now is where we'll do that, and then I guess this can come this way. It would be a spaghetti mess, but it's fine. Like, it's not that bad, is it? Alright, let me take this opportunity to say that obviously this is the last milestone. And 225,000 of these, it's going to take a little while, but we're going to do this in this episode. Even if I have to pause it for 2 hours while that ticks over, I will do it. And then I guess that's probably going to be it. I'll take a little bit of a break. I mean, I may... It's up to you, really, I suppose, dear viewers. If you want me to carry on, if you want me to go into sort of make anything machine territory, where we start looking at how you make these completely randomized shapes. So this looks easy enough, but once you've delivered 1,000 of it, it's another level with a completely different shape that you just don't know what it's going to be. I don't think I can build a make anything machine. I don't think I'm smart enough, but I mean I can try. If you want to see me try, if that's the kind of thing that interests you, then please let me know in the comments. Other than that, I might just call it a day on shapes and wait for another big patch, early access wise. And only about a month now until Space Age, Factorio Space Age, so hooray. Okay, let's get forward in time. Are these ever going to be delivered? Let's skip forward in time to a period where... It's because it's still unloading so many of these. Oh, I should have cleared this before I'm actually unloading too much now. Really? I'm not unloading double train stations of this. Not that... It's this one. This one could really... I could probably do a bit of a better job of this. Somehow. But because you can't do an underground and a curve at the same time... I'm not doing 2 stations of you anymore either, so what we'll do is we'll get rid of you, put you there instead, and we'll bring you up and we'll slot you in there for now. Ah, look at it go, it fell off! It fell off into the abyss. Alright, I'll be back when milestone 8 is starting to tick up. There we go, you can see the paint going underneath where the pins are. If there are any more gaps, it would fill in all the gaps. Just would fill in all the gaps. So that's it, that's milestone 8. Ooh, better hook up some trains, I guess. I have a quick dirty blueprint for this. Shapes, 1 by 1 shapes loading. How are you gonna go? Let's do you like this, I suppose. Reds, that won't do. And over in the task hub, these are coming in very slowly, but I mean, what do you expect? The rest of the 6ths are all rotated and lined up. Look at this, I never ever used rotate clockwise 120 degrees after getting the 3rd floor. Isn't that interesting? Well, for certain values of interesting. It is interesting. And we'll just do some spaghetti over here to paint it. I'm not too concerned. I'm not too concerned. So let's have a quick little game. What do you reckon will be done first? Milestone 8 or all of these? The last stage of this is just do pin pushing on black chevrons. And then the pins aren't actually attached underneath. So when you drop this on top with the 6 pins, the 3 that aren't attached on the bottom will fall down. You can't have pins on top of nothing. So it's less complicated than it looks, that last step. It's more complicated doing all the colouring. Yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Hopefully. It was going painfully slowly, so I doubled it up. Doubled up the last shape. My ratios on how much paint these things need are always a bit wrong. Like, the black paint is coping perfectly well, being split into two. But this definitely doesn't use a full space belt. It says it's 10.8 thousand times 12, and these need 600. So these use a full... 3 of these use a full pipe of this. But the numbers are all weird. Anyway, oh, strange. And this one is also done. Over in the tasker. Also a pain. Ignore all the spaghetti, please. Please don't tell anybody how I live. Goodbye. Forever. And speaking of goodbye forever, as soon as these last few shapes get in the base, that's it. We're done. Look at this. Why would anyone use the train vortex, man? Like, look at that. That's crazy. Oh, not that one. That one. Congratulations, operator. You passed the final qualification. Continue to improve your operator level to compete against other operators. A large part of me wants to tear the whole thing down and build everything. Like, I had this weird idea in my head of like, let me just, I had this weird idea in my mind of like doing a train unloading that went the whole way around the vortex. So like, each station was just directly plugged into the vortex. So the vortex is a 3x3, right? Yeah. So have every single train look like this. Because you would actually be able to jump over there to get out again. Ah, but then that couldn't be a station. Go the other way around. If this was a station, but then this came in like this, that would work, wouldn't it? So then have every single train bring in 12 at a time. Which, yeah, the space platform couldn't cope, could it? Let's be honest. That would look cool. Certainly would look cool. I suppose your train stops could go like this. And if this one was full... So you could have every train come in like this. That might work. Nightmare to reroute the trains back to their base though, because if you had any more than 4 shapes, then they would just suddenly start going the wrong direction. Anyway. So I might continue with this. What's more likely to happen though is because hexagons is such a headache, and I might go back to squares to try and do a make anything machine. Try and work out in my brain how that works. Doing it with hexagons seems like an unnecessary complication if I'm trying to learn how to do one of those. And of course this is going to tick up very quickly because the actual test needs bloody 250,000, but the operator levels then just tick up normally. Right, thank you so much for watching. Not just this episode, but the series. I may come back to this sooner rather than later. This only goes up to 34 tasks. I was making a token effort to work on this Anger the Fallen just while I was waiting for the other one to go, but honestly I might just go back to squares. Hexagons was cool. I might just go back to squares. Towards the end I started to really phone it in. Like, it's very spaghetti-esque. which as I say is fine. It would be kind of cool to just absolutely grind the heck out of these operator shapes, you know, just bring in like literally 12 belts of each, have absolutely humongous builds, you know, look at all these platform units that we're going to waste. We've used a third. And the bigger we build, the more platform units we would get, because this would go up a lot faster. But, you know. So yeah, that was Shapes. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time doing this, even if the format meant that I had to sort of play and record a bit differently to how I would normally. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. If you enjoyed, of course, please let me know with a like or a comment. And if you want to see more factory games, I almost said the word Factorio there, if you want to see more factory games and puzzle games, I have been known to play the odd puzzle game, and you know, we just have a nice chill time here. I'm trying not to pigeonhole myself too much into what I want to do. It's just not variety, of course, but I've got a niche and I like to think I fill it. Alright, thank you so much. Take care. Enjoy Shapes. Thank you so much to the developers of Shapes. Really good stuff. Is there a credits? Is there a credits on the menu? Let me save and go back. Let the credits play out over the end. Maybe there'll be a post-credits scene. People like that, don't they? That's what people are into these days. This is just bonus waffling at the end. Yes, credits. Oh, it doesn't scroll by itself. I thought it would scroll by itself. There. Satisfied? James Bond will return in 2 Shapes, 2 Furious.